From the moment you wake up until the time you go to bed, you are receiving information. You hear conversations, you watch television, you scroll through social media, you read the news, you encounter advertising, podcasts, music, and other people's opinions. Everywhere you go, somebody is trying to tell you what to think, what to fear, what to buy, and what kind of person you should be. Sometimes the information is thoughtful and useful. Sometimes it is complete nonsense. But it influences us whether we realize it or not. Anything you repeatedly allow into your awareness can affect your mood, beliefs, expectations, and the way you see the world. If you do not recognize that you are observing something, you tend to participate in it automatically. You absorb the fear. You join the outrage. You accept the assumptions. You may even begin repeating someone else's opinions as though you arrived at them yourself. But once you become conscious of what is happening, you have a choice. You can step back and ask, is this true? Is it useful? What is this doing to my mind? Is it making me wiser, healthier, and more capable? Or is it merely consuming my time and leaving me angry, frightened, or distracted? This is especially important after 60 because we no longer have unlimited time to waste. Of course, none of us ever had unlimited time. But when we were 25, it felt as though we did. At 60, 70, or 80, the reality becomes more difficult to ignore. There are fewer years ahead than there are behind us. I do not say that to be depressing. I say it because time becomes more valuable when we understand that it is limited. We can spend those years passively consuming whatever somebody else places in front of us, or we can continue learning, creating, maintain our bodies and health, improving ourselves, and become more fully alive for the time we have left. The land of the Lotus-Eaters. In Homer's Odyssey, Odysseus, also known as Ulysses, and his men arrive in the land of the Lotus-Eaters. The people there consume the lotus and become so pleasantly distracted that they lose their desire to return home. They are comfortable, but they are going nowhere. In the book, it's a tragic situation. They have forgotten their purpose and no longer care that their journey has stopped. I think we have modern versions of the lotus everywhere. Endless television can become a lotus. Social media can become a lotus. Video games can certainly become a lotus. Some video games require strategy, coordination, and problem solving. They may provide recreation or social connection. I'm not suggesting that occasionally enjoying a game will ruin your life, but if you spend several hours every day chasing imaginary achievements in an imaginary world, ask yourself what that time is producing in your real one. At our age, we cannot afford to spend thousands of remaining hours doing something that leaves us exactly where we started. Entertainment and rest have their place. Sometimes we should do something simply because it is enjoyable. But recreation should restore your life, not replace it. If most of your free time disappears into television, games, or social media, you may be living among the Lotus-Eaters. You will be comfortable, you will be distracted, you will be entertained, and your actual journey has stopped. Your brain is still waiting for a challenge. The human brain remains capable of learning and adapting throughout life. We may not learn exactly as we did when we were 20, but our brains still respond when we challenge them. The aging brain is not simply a fixed piece of wiring that deteriorates while we stand by helplessly. Even in our 60s, 70s, and 80s, the brain can strengthen connections, reorganize networks, remodel myelin, and produce measurable structural change in response to experience. That ability is called neuroplasticity. In one randomized study, 120 adults between 55 and 80 participated in either moderate aerobic exercise or stretching. After 1 year, the exercise group increased the size of the anterior hippocampus by approximately 2%, and the stretching group lost approximately 1.4%. The researchers described that 2% increase as reversing 1 to 2 years of typical age-related hippocampal loss. Consider what that means. Those people did not begin exercising when they were 20. They changed their brains later in life. That means you can too. but it depends on the activity. The real question is this: is the activity challenging you, teaching you, and expanding what you can do, or is it merely anesthetizing you while the hours disappear? Learning an instrument can also produce measurable changes. In another study, 134 adults between 64 and 76 who had never been musicians received 6 months of piano instruction. Researchers found increased cortical thickness in 5 auditory-related areas of the brain compared with participants who took music listening classes. That means their brains grew in size. A major trial followed 2,832 older adults whose average age was nearly 74. They received 10 sessions of training in memory, reasoning, or processing speed. 10 years later, benefits in reasoning and processing speed were still measurable. Nearly 74% of the reasoning-trained group remained at or above their original reasoning performance, compared with about 62% of the control group. For processing speed, it was approximately 71%, compared with 49%. Our later years do not have to become a long period of passive decline. Pick up an instrument, learn guitar, bass, or piano. Take a painting class, study another language. Read an actual book on something you don't know anything about, but would like to. Write your life story. Build something in your garage. Travel somewhere unfamiliar. Use artificial intelligence to explore subjects you never had time to study before. Exercise. Work on your strength and balance. Learn a new movement pattern. Take supplements that help keep your brain making new connections. These activities require your brain to pay attention, coordinate information, make mistakes, and try again. That is how learning occurs. Compare that with watching television or your smartphone for 4 hours. You may have been entertained, but what did you create? What did you learn? What ability did you strengthen? What remains after the screen is turned off? This is not about eliminating pleasure. It is about recognizing the difference between something that refreshes you and something that consumes you. After an activity, ask yourself, did I learn something? Did I create anything? Did this strengthen a relationship? Did it move my life forward? Or did I just lose 2 hours of my life? Choose your mental environment. Take an honest inventory of what receives your attention. What do you watch? What do you read? Who do you listen to? How do you feel afterward? Some people and sources leave you encouraged, curious, and ready to act. Others leave you angry, fearful, inadequate, and exhausted. That does not mean eliminating every difficult person from your life. Some relationships come with responsibilities, and not every uncomfortable conversation is toxic. But you can establish boundaries. You can refuse to participate in gossip. You can limit conversations that go nowhere. You can stop allowing someone else's constant negativity on social media to become the soundtrack inside your own head. If a television program continually fills your mind with violence, vanity, and human pettiness, why are you feeding it to yourself? If a news program keeps you frightened and angry, but offers no useful action, how much of it do you need? If social media makes you compare your life with someone else's manufactured perfection, why keep scrolling? Social media is not harmless simply because we are sitting still. In one study of nearly 16,000 retired older adults, those using social media 6 or more hours per day had 44% higher odds of anxiety and 50% higher odds of depression than those using it for an hour or less. Those classified as addicted to social media had more than twice the odds of both. This does not prove that social media caused the symptoms. An online connection can sometimes reduce loneliness, but when scrolling leaves you angry, anxious, inadequate, or isolated, it is no longer connecting you. It is consuming you. There's a difference between staying informed and allowing yourself to be emotionally flooded. Learn what you need to know, decide whether you can do anything useful about it, then return to your own life. Stop chasing someone else's ideal. Advertising and social media constantly show us the perfect body, house, marriage, vacation, and retirement. Usually somebody is trying to sell us the missing piece. Buy this product, follow this program, or imitate this person, and perhaps you will finally become enough. But there is no perfect person. There is no perfect body, marriage, or retirement. There is only the opportunity to become a stronger, wiser, and more authentic version of yourself. After 60, we should be finished auditioning for the approval of people we do not even know. It does not mean we stop improving. It means we decide for ourselves what improvement looks like. Listen to your own voice. You also need to pay attention to the information you repeatedly give yourself. How often do you complain? Complaining and venting are not the same thing. Talking to a trusted person can help us understand what we are feeling and begin looking for a solution. Endless complaining does something different. It rehearses the problem. You tell the same story, relive the same irritation, and strengthen the same pattern without changing anything. Psychologists call this rumination, repetitive negative thinking that goes around in circles without moving toward resolution. Rumination does not merely keep the story alive in your mind, it can prolong your body's stress response. Laboratory studies have associated rumination with higher or more prolonged cortisol levels and slower recovery after a stressful event. In a 26 experiment involving 91 adults, people directed to ruminate failed to show the normal reduction in cortisol and heart rate responses when exposed to a similar stressor the following day. A meta-analysis combining 114 studies found that rumination had a large association with psychological symptoms, particularly depression and anxiety. That does not mean everyone who ruminates will become clinically depressed, but repeatedly rehearsing distress can help maintain the very emotional state you want to escape. Ask yourself whether you are trying to understand and solve the problem or simply keeping it alive. Sometimes the most persistent negative influence in our environment is our own internal conversation. Decide what deserves your remaining time. When we are young, we often have time but little wisdom about how to use it. Later in life, we understand the value of time precisely because we have less of it. That realization should not fill us with fear. It should focus us. What have you always wanted to learn? What ability have you neglected? What project have you postponed? What part of yourself has been waiting while television, games, and social media consumed your attention? You do not need to transform your entire life tomorrow. Turn off the television for an hour. Put down the phone. Step away from the game. Pick up the guitar. Open the book. Take the class. Go for the walk. Have the meaningful conversation. Create something that did not exist before you began. Pay attention to what you pay attention to, because your attention does more than occupy your mind. It consumes your time. And your time is your life. You still have time to learn, create, grow, and become someone new. But you do not have time to remain indefinitely in the land of the Lotus-Eaters. Do not allow distraction to make you forget your purpose. And do not let your journey end before its time. This video is educational and is not individualized mental health advice. If depression, anxiety, trauma, compulsive gaming, or compulsive media use is interfering with your life, consider speaking with a qualified mental health professional or another appropriate source of support.